Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
And yeah, I'm with you 100%. They say just the last act of a tyrannical government is to loot the treasury.
This is the Hey Ed YouTube channel, and I am your host, moderator, and all-around nice guy, Edward Anderson. And today I've got another fun video for you. For those of you who are veterans to my channel, you know that every once in a while I like to do profile pieces on people that I know and admire, and the people that I think you get some value added from hearing from, because on my channel, we talk a lot about things that you can do to improve your life. And today I've got a personification of what can happen to you if you pursue some changes in your life, particularly the world of crypto and that kind of thing. So live from Tulum, Mexico, my friend, Luke Scott. Hey, Luke, how you doing?
Yeah, doing absolutely amazing, Ed. And I like that you are the all-around nice guy. Something I like to try and embody as well.
And Luke is an all-around nice guy, I'll tell you. Luke, now you're actually a Brit, but you're living in Tulum. Are you living there, or are you just visiting?
Yeah, so I'm from England, and things in England have gotten a little bit crazy lately. Freedom is a really high value for myself, and there are some things happening in the world. I don't know if anybody's noticed. It's getting a bit interesting, and people are trying to restrict us a little bit more. And so, yeah, we bought some land in an eco village here in Mexico, and we're building an eco home so we can grow our own food. And it's absolutely incredible. And the whole thing is pretty much paid for by crypto, which has been something I've been pursuing now for 5 years. I studied in what's called a Forex university, learning how to read all of the charts and everything. And it was such a roller coaster, Ed. It's like, when things are high, you're high. When things are low, you're low. And you wake up and you check your phone, and you go to bed and you check your phone. And it was so exhausting on my nervous system. And so thankful in 2021, I actually cracked the code and figured out how to do it in a way that brings peace and actual consistency, which is, again, something that most people don't see in the crypto space. So yeah, here in Mexico, living the good life. I've got blue skies and palm trees just out there. I just took my daughter for a walk, and there are monkeys swinging in the trees, and very blessed, Ed.
Wow. And that, boy, that's so good for the soul, just listening to you, Now, your background is interesting. You had a background in Forex trading and commodities trading and in the crypto market in general before you got into this program that you and I are both in. That's how now I know Luke through a program that we are both in, like the other people I've interviewed, because I've met people all over the world, wonderful, wonderful people. And the program's been amazing for me. I know it's given a lot of people a lot of options. So do you, in addition to the program, you do other things in the crypto too, though, right? You don't just rely on one source, right?
Yeah, I think having multiple streams of income is really important, and diversifying your portfolio. So I have several businesses that run. So I have a whole team in England. They're running an events business that we do called Future Proof. We basically teach people how to live off grid, how to grow their own food, heal themselves without needing hospitals, how to live in community. It's a really wonderful project. And it's called Future Proof Generations. Everyone can go and check that out. And so yeah, we have that going. I also do coaching and mentorship. I do spiritual mentorship for people. I help people who aren't so connected right now. Maybe they want to activate themselves, become more aligned. They want to turn on even their psychic gifts and abilities. I'm a very cosmic being, and I believe we all have access to these superpowers, but most of us don't ever explore them. And whether you think, that's called intuition or deep healing or whatever it is that you believe in, we all can do that. And yeah, I really enjoy this whole process. It's been a journey, like you follow the breadcrumbs, right? And you never know. You just get invited to take this step. And if you're brave and if you're bold, you take it. and then it leads to the next step and the next step. And here I am now, able to be in this beautiful place, live the lifestyle that we live, and help loads of other people as well, because I'm a teacher. It's one of the things I've been doing for a long time. I run this events business, and I just love helping people. So the program that myself and Ed are a part of, it's excellent, because the more people you help, the more everybody wins. It's really beautiful. And I think this is the kind of world we're evolving into, is this world where everybody helps each other. At the moment, there's a lot of isolation and this idea of separation on the planet. We need to take care of ourselves. But what's happened over the last couple of years for me is people have realized, whoa, we actually need to be in community. We need to make sure that we can all support each other. And the sum of our parts is going to add up to way more than what we can do individually.
Yeah, excellent. One of the things I'm fond of saying about the program that we're in, is that people may join for the program, but they stay for the community, because it really is. People, trust me, people like Luke are really good-hearted people, and that's kind of what makes up the program. And the big thing about us is we don't try to sell it to anyone. We don't try to sell it or close someone. We like to share it and explain it to you as best we can. And if it makes sense to you, cool. But there's no high pressure, anything. And the reason why we don't talk about that program specifically is because there are rules against us doing that. But if you want to reach out to either Luke or me, we can talk to you about it personally. And I'll have our contact information in the description below. Before you got on, I thought I've got to look up Tulum to see where it is. So I looked it up, and basically you're like within swimming distance of Cuba, it looks like.
I wouldn't want to swim that personally. Don't know what your swimming abilities are like.
I wanted to ask you though, circling back, what would you say to someone who has been thinking about making changes to their life? They're just not happy with their life or satisfied with their life, whatever it may be. They've heard about this little thing. They've heard about this little thing called crypto and whatever. So I know you do a lot of life coaching, which is really, really cool. So pretend like you're talking to my audience here, and I know you can't make blanket, generalizations, but if you could give them a few nuggets to chew on, what would you say to the audience?
I would love to. I channeled this powerful message on my YouTube channel yesterday, and maybe we can pop the link below to that. And it just came through me so strong, just to let people know and just remind them how powerful a manifester and a creator you are. Like, you have access to this infinite intelligence. And this isn't some spiritual nonsense, right? These are actual universal forces that conspire to bring you what you focus on. And this is what I've been doing for the last, I started my personal development journey over 15 years ago. And I've been learning how to use my mind in a way that brings me what I want instead of what I don't want, right? So it knows what's important to you. And this is the process everybody I recommend goes through. I have a book coming out soon. It's just with my publisher. It's coming out in March. And it's called Find Your Truth. And it's to teach people like what is really important to you. Who really are you? And once you know that, then you can create and start manifesting that by taking the aligned actions. Most people, Ed, don't even know what is really important to them. And so they're going through life just kind of coasting. And so you really need to just get a pen, some paper, like make some lists, write down what is important to you, because when you declare those things and start sharing them, magic happens. And this is what's working really well for me. One of the things in the crypto space, because I went for dinner yesterday and I met with some friends, and they start asking me about what I'm up to. And I tell them about crypto, and, it's going really well and it's really exciting. I've finally figured out, this system that's actually working. And straight away they say, whoa, can you tell me about it? And of course I'm going to, because I want to help them because they're my friends. And then the really cool thing, there was a person on the table across the restaurant who leans over and says, "Hey, are you all talking about communities and crypto?" And we're like, yeah. And they're like, we want to get into a community and we're interested in crypto as well. And then one of the people who was there, they're a grandma. She's like in her 80s or 90s. And I got her details. And now she wants to know about how we can help her in crypto, because she's from Canada, but she had to leave Canada because things there are even crazier than they are in the UK. And so now I have this opportunity, just because I shared my truth, to help this wonderful lady who could really use some support right now. And I think if you're clear on what's important to you and you just talk about it, you express it, you let people know, you'll attract everything that you need.
Excellent. I love that, because the same things happened to me. So many people know just enough about crypto to be interested in it, but they don't really know anything, really. That's one reason why Rob and I are doing a 4-week course starting in February for people who would like a crash course in cryptos. That's in my last video, by the way, people, if you want to check that out. If you want to join, it starts February 1st. It's only $99. And in 4 weeks, we teach you an awful lot about crypto. So it's a way of gaining a real fundamental basis. But whether you do that or not, the thing that I like most about the program that you and I are in is, because I got a trading background. I worked on Wall Street for many years as a trader and a trading instructor. And with this program, you get exposure to the crypto industry, blockchain and metaverse. You get exposure to that. It's without directional risk to the market. And you being a Forex trader, you know what it's like to be exposed to directional risk. It can really play havoc with your emotions on a day-to-day basis. So this is the opposite of that, so anyone can kind of get involved. So I like, as a life coach, whenever I hear you in our group meetings and you get a chance to talk, you always have wonderful, positive energy. That's the thing about the community. It's a positive group. And I think that so many people nowadays, they are worried about, so many things, not least of which is the fact that their freedoms are systematically being eroded by the powers to be, between politicians and the corrupt financial industry. And it's being done in a subtle way. It's kind of like boiling that frog, in the pot. It's happening, and one day we're going to wake up to a new normal. But people are kind of getting wise to it, I think, and they're looking for ways to secure their freedoms. And what I love about you is, you've taken those platitudes and you applied them to your life. You're living it. You should be on a poster. Well, you're going to be on a book cover. You're a really good model for what people can do if they take the right steps. So I'm glad to see that you're spreading the love down there. Do you have your whole family down there? Is it your daughter is there?
Yeah, my wife and my daughter, and we just had my wife's family out here on a vacation. Mexico is one of the places right now you can travel to really freely, and you don't get a lot of hassle from anybody. And so it's why a lot of people are flocking here. The Mexican president values freedom as well, so he's a bit braver than some of the other presidents and the supposed leaders. And you said the powers that be, and to me, it's the powers that think that they be, right? It's up to us. We are the powerful ones. We're the sovereign ones. And crypto and the blockchain, they give us that actual opportunity to trade and create magic without needing to go through the big banking institutions and without needing to, rely on the government. And this decentralized whole system, I think, is, the system we do is amazing, but the opportunities for the next 5 years of what we can create using the blockchain is absolutely mind-blowing. And there's something at the moment that's happening called NFTs, which is a really exciting thing right now. And people are even able to sell their real world assets through the blockchain. Their home you could sell through the blockchain now. You don't need to go through a big bank anymore or an estate agent or any of that stuff. And it's becoming just this whole new world, and where anything is possible. And I think for so many people now, because pretty much everywhere on the planet, like if you really want to, you're able to get some kind of internet signal right now. And there's lots of people who are giving out old devices that they no longer use. So I think very soon the whole planet's going to be internet enabled pretty much. And then anybody who can go on YouTube or go on anywhere can find videos like this, can get plugged into different systems, can learn meditation, can learn whatever you want, right? If you saw the movie The Matrix, where they plug you in and, you learn jujitsu in 5 minutes, I hope it gets to that stage. not quite there yet, right? But it's really, really close. The options for people now are massive. And that means that there's very few excuses that are really valid for why you can't live your dreams. But it does take some courage.
I love that. There are an awful lot of people out there living. They go to their 9-to-5 job. They go home. They watch some TV. They go to bed. Then rinse and repeat, and that becomes their lives. And I think they settle into a norm. If people want to make big changes in their lives, they're going to have to do things differently than they've been doing it. They got to think a little bit differently. In this case, in the world of crypto, it's not like you have to go to school to get a special degree in order to do it. It's there for everyone. So, but knowledge is important. But the knowledge that you and I impart to people is something that anybody can do. I think suitable for all age groups, suitable for all ambitions. Big changes require big ambitions. You got to start somewhere and make a change. And for those who are already well off, looking at crypto as an alternative, I mean, listen, if you're a person of means, you probably know more than most people the game is being played by the big financial institutions. And that should tick you off. And you should be looking at cryptos as a way to secure your freedom, because you're in the crosshairs just like everyone else. And so what I love is I've got you, Luke, who is a spiritual man, a man of love, and you pretty much devote your life to helping other people achieve their objectives by finding their inner voice, finding their personal truth. But yet you're a modern man. You're taking advantage of brand new technologies, blockchain, cryptos, NFTs, DeFi. You're taking advantage of those new technologies to enable the freedom that you're really seeking.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been a bit of a geek, Ed. I always loved computers. For me, computers used to be an escape from the world. And it was my way of kind of creating this little bubble around myself where, I could be whatever I wanted to be. Now, as I've grown up in I look older anyway. I don't know about inside my brain. I still like to think I'm quite connected to my inner child. But as I have matured, maybe I see this life is a game. Like, this is a game. It's exactly like a game. A computer game has codes, has zeros and ones. I worked for a software company as a senior sales manager and sales coach. And, everything is code. And what are we with DNA? What is DNA? It's code, right? The food we eat is just code. Everything's a great game. And we can hack this game. There are ways. And we're always being shown ways. And there was a computer game I used to like called The Sims. If you ever played it, you basically get to be this pretend character and you can choose their personality. You can build them a house. You can create them a career. And in the game, you could do this cheat code. You could type in a code. It's called Rosebud. And when you type in Rosebud, you get all the money that you ever need. So instead of like starting from scratch, working the grind, starting out as a paper man and then working up to, owning your own shop. And, you just type in this cheat code and now, boom, you have millions. You're able to do whatever you want to do. There's some people who came in crypto. Like I saw one person who came in on a Shiba Inu, and they became a billionaire like in a few months. Like, when has that ever been possible before? And right. The game now is like for people who are open to learning how to play it. Like, gambling on those kind of coins it is gambling to me. Like, you might get lucky, you probably won't, right? By the time you hear about it, it's already too late for a lot. That's right. If you align with the right people, like we're doing, the right companies who tell you, hey, there's this super hot project coming out, you need to get on it. and then you're one of the people who was actually at the start of the things. Now you have the opportunity to really hack the game. And yeah, I'm just so grateful, Ed, that, you know, I'm here and it's all working beautifully, and I'm able to enjoy this game even more, the most I've ever enjoyed it.
Yeah, you know, we are so fortunate to be in the program that we're in, because it is early stage, but it's backed by a real company and real people. A metaverse related, I think we can say that safely, it's a metaverse related project. If you look throughout history, the vast majority of all the wealth is created in any particular new technological revolution is made early on, is made by the early adopters. You know, imagine if you had bought an internet stock, you know, right at the beginning, or if you had bought, you name it, fill in the blank. You have to be willing to step up. If you want to be one of those stories, you don't wait for everyone else to adopt it, because that's not when the fortunes are made. The fortunes are made, the real growth is made, you know, early on. And, you know, I talk about that a lot in my videos, the importance of being decisive and surrounding yourself with good people. And that's another thing, right? Although I know a lot of people are not very sociable and they'd rather just be left alone. They want their privacy, but we are, you know, we are social creatures in the end. You know, you benefit a lot by being in a community. Just like in the program we're in, I say all the time, people may join for the program, but they stay for the community. It's just a really group of people. We all have the same objective in mind. We all want to seek our freedoms, and we all want financial security. We all want FU money, and really going forward, there's some things we can't control in our lives, but there are other things that we can, and we can control our financial future. And so I try to encourage people to take some steps now to do so. And I know that you spread a similar message to people, right?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And I'm very good at diving deep into subjects and learning things and immersing myself. And I'm very brave. I'm one of the early adopters. I'm always on the forefront of things. That's how I like to be. I like to have my finger on the pulse. But what is really good about the way that me and Ed are currently playing this crypto game is you don't need to be that kind of person. Like literally anybody can do it. So, you know, anybody. And there's different options. You can be completely passive, or you can be more active. And so I'm helping, like, you know, the crypto grandma I met yesterday, you know, if she wants to just be more passive, there's an option for her, right? And if she wants to be more active, there's an option for that too. And I know maybe she'll get into it and she'll start getting in on all the new projects, and that would be amazing. Or maybe she's just, you know, I met a guy yesterday. He's sat on a load of Bitcoin, and he said, I have no idea what to do with it. I'm scared it's going to go down. It's just sat there. Like, what would you do? And there's so many people right now who are just confused. And where do they go to for advice? They're probably going to go to some random person on the internet, right? Yeah. But again, by the time you get that advice, it's probably already too late. And so you need to go to people who you trust. You need to go to people who are actually got results, right? And just ask them to show you how. And that's what I did. I'm so blessed. My friend showed me how to do this way of doing it. And it just feels like it's my way of giving back, to just help more and more people to do the same.
Yeah, you and I both know Ali. You know, we can say Ali's name. You don't mind. We both know Ali. I know Ali through the program. You know, and Ali is actually in my family tree. He would be my grandpa. He's a little bit above, you know, for the genealogy in the program. But you know Ali from what, childhood? How long? You've known Ali for a really long time.
We met in London. We both are spiritual mentors, and we've run events together and done different things. And Ollie's one of my best friends in the whole world. And yeah, it's been really beautiful to see his journey and how he's thriving in the crypto space. And he was a huge inspiration for me. We talk about being early adopters, but he's like really pushes himself to the limits of what humans think are capable. Like he ran 100 kilometers in a day. You know, he does like he does triple marathons and stuff. He's absolutely leading edge kind of guy. Yeah, when you're around a group of people, Jim Rohn says you become the average of the people that you spend most time around. When you're in a community, it's like that. You have this energy vortex around you, and when one of you is really thriving, it pushes the others and like to thrive too energetically. You know, if one person's really brave, that bravery is naturally going to rub off on the other people. So it's really, really important who you spend your time with, and if currently the people in your life aren't living their truth, if they're not aligned, if they're not happy, if they're not thriving, I'd say get around some different people. Reach out to me or Ed. Let's have a chat and see, and let's plug you in. And I will show you, we'll walk you through it step by step, hold the hand. I know Ed is doing this amazing crypto program coming up, and you know, we're both amazing teachers, and we love to support people through that process. So if we can help you in any way, just let us know.
Luke did me a very big favor by taking time out of his day in paradise to come on for the interview. But I've been itching to have him on the channel for an awful long time. I'm going to try to respect his time and say thank you very much for coming on the channel, Luke. And I will have your contact information below. And when your book comes out, please let me know. I want to post that on my channel too. When it comes out, and so I'll have Luke's contact information below and mine below in case you want to talk about the program that we're in. And if you want to join that 4-week crypto course that's coming up with me and Rob, I'll have information for that also in the description below. So Luke Scott, thank you very much for your time and for your love and energy. It's always fun to see you and talk to you, my friend.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure, Ed. Wishing everybody who's tuned in so much love in your life. I hope you find a way to thrive and be happy. And it's a game, so make sure you play it full out.
Ed Anderson from Minnesota, where it's a little colder than in Tulum, and Luke Scott in Tulum, Mexico, saying goodbye. Thank you for watching and signing out.
Copy that.